Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, so if you listened to the last episode, I talked on it very briefly where, I said that I was in a DramaAlert video, and yes, I was. I don't know if that video is still uploaded. If you guys decide to do some research, you might come across the video, but if not, then Keemstar, he might have taken that video down. I think he'll do that from time to time, and I know, at least I just speaking from my own experience, I know I'll go back and take down some videos and stuff. But anyways, I know people will probably be all like, fam, what did you say or do? Like, what happened to where you ended up as a segment on DramaAlert? Like, what could you have said? What could you have done? Because it's like, people, if you know me, you know it's like I'm not really a standout guy, I guess, that will put myself in a situation like that and things. But I mean, it wasn't really anything like negative or like drama or like I got into some beef or something. No, it was actually just because of me not wording the video idea correctly and stuff, like on what I overall wanted to do when I reached a certain milestone. And I can't remember if it was when I said it was either going to be 100,000 or it might have been at 1 million. It might have been like I said, like at 1 million subscribers. But no, so back then, like, it was kind of a trend to tell people what were you going to do when you reached a certain milestone, because it did at the same time kind of blow up your channel a little bit and stuff. Like, people would see that and be all like, oh, I'm going to subscribe to this guy because I want to see him do this and stuff. So yeah, it'll be people will be all like, oh, I'm going to skydive, or no, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. Like, I'm going to do something crazy and catastrophic. One thing that I've never seen people do, and this was because I had went to Universal Studios around the time when I did decide to do this video, and they had like this it was kind of like a Hollywood show thing where it showcased like special effects for movies and stuff. And so anyways, I'm sitting down, like, I guess just talking on this, like, brief moment in Universal Studios. So they're showcasing, like, how they do sound effects. They're showcasing how they do stunts and all this other stuff. One thing that stood out to me was how they would, I guess how they would do fire scenes. Like, if they can't afford to use CGI, then it's like they gotta go old school. And they gotta use either a flame suit or this gel that you can, I think it's like, either it sits on your body or you rub it in, whatever the case may be. But it's like, yeah, there's this like flame gel where you can put it on, and then you can set your arm on fire and it wouldn't even hurt. And I'm like, oh wow, that actually seems kind of cool. That seems like something, because I'm like, there's people that are all like, oh, I want to go skydiving, I want to go zip lining, I want to do this crazy stunt, I want to do that crazy stunt, and with me, I was like, I seen that and I'm like, that's it. That's what I want to do, and so the thing is this, so I do this video, and I'm like, all right, so the 1 million subscribers, I'm going to set myself on fire. And here's the thing, like, it's been years, but I know how I used to talk when it came to videos. Like, I wasn't really good at, like, describing it, like what I wanted to talk on and all that stuff. So that's why I'm like, when doing reaction videos, it was a little bit easier because whatever it is that I wanted to talk on, it was happening right there in real time, but like having to like use, and it's crazy because it was my own idea, now I'm a little bit better at like, getting my point across and stuff, but I guess like also to defend myself and things, because after I did that video, I was like, yeah, the 1 million subscribers, I'm going to set myself on fire. After I did that video, everybody was going crazy over it. There was like, but it was like in a more so in a negative way where there's like, bro, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, what's the problem? What did I say that was wrong in the video and stuff? And I'm like, and now as I look at it, and I'm like, I see my I see my mistake. I'm like, I should have explained it a little bit better and stuff, kind of like how I explained it now, like the background story and all that stuff. But yeah, I didn't do any of that. I just said at 1 million subscribers, I'm gonna set myself on fire. So anyways, yeah, video, it did go viral for a little bit, went viral enough to where Keemstar had seen the video. And so I know people will probably ask, like, what is it like having it where Keemstar is like, you're featured on DramaAlert? Like, what does he contact you? you? Did somebody reach out to you? No, because I was like, I would watch DramaAlert and stuff. And so no, yeah, people, I can't remember if people were sending me the video or if I was just randomly watching it and things. But no, yeah, nobody reached out to me. I was just watching DramaAlert, then all of a sudden I see my face, and then yeah, and people, I'm telling you, they were hating on that video, and I'm like, dang, bro. I'm like, is it really that bad? I'm like, all I just said was that I was gonna set myself on fire at 1 million subscribers. I'm like, what's wrong with that? So, but like now, as a more vocal content creator, I'm like, yeah, I realized my mistake. I didn't really give nobody a background story and all this other stuff. And yeah, and so yeah, that video it did kind of go viral for a little bit, but it died off. It was one of those things where I'm like, back. And so here's the thing, like when he makes a video on you, it doesn't really stand out unless like he has like beef or drama with you. So if he is dragging something on for a period of time, because like that was the thing, because I know people probably ask like, oh, so I imagine like, because this was like 10 years ago, like I don't know how many subscribers I don't at least remember how many subscribers Keemstar had back then, but he was still a big creator to where it was like if he made a video about you, people were going to talk about it. People, they not so much look forward to being featured on DramaAlert, but it's like, yeah, you get featured on DramaAlert, it's like that's a pretty big spotlight, even back then 10 years ago and stuff. So anyways, I go ahead and yeah, I'm like, I'm tripping off of it, because I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, like dang, I didn't think that it would reach to that level of like content creating and stuff, where I'm like, I'm being featured on his video. And so anyways, but yeah, like I said, like people were hating on the video and stuff, so I can't remember, because I think at some point in time I did take the video down. I can't remember if it was right then and there or if it was like later on, but yeah, I eventually did take the video down. But no, so overall though, I guess like if I had a chance to redo that video and stuff and overall have it where it's like I explain it a little bit better. So yeah, at 1 million subscribers, and that's the thing, I still would like to do something like that. I just gotta find a place that would allow something like that and things. And I'm like, I don't know if YouTube would I guess allow a video like that to be uploaded, but I'm like, but I mean, like if it's done in a professional fashion where it's like my safety is like it's in I'm gonna be good, I'm gonna be safe and things, like those that's helping me with the stunt, they're gonna be safe, and I'm not gonna have it where it's like, oh, I'm like going around like and just going into random places setting myself. No, like I want to, I guess like I want it to be in an area. So if I had to like describe this video, so I want it to be in an area where it's like it could, like some stunts and some stuff could be done and things. But and I'm like, and that's the thing where I'm like, I'm currently writing this story where I'm like, if I could even turn it into this like kind of like a short film where it's kind of showcasing this story that I'm writing out and stuff. I'm like, I would like for it to be added into that short film. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I want it to be done professionally, not just on some old random stuff where I just dip my body in some gasoline and set myself on fire. I'm like, look, man, I might have some crazy ideas, but I ain't gonna be that crazy. I know hospitals bills and all that stuff. Like I'm not trying to have it where it's like I have a crazy old fashioned hospital bill, and then on top of that, it's like, yeah, I got all these different scars and stuff. It got me looking like that one girl from Death Stranding, so I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. I am okay on doing it unprofessionally, but professionally, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely would like to do some stuff like that. Probably gonna be nervous, probably gonna be slightly scared, but it's one of those things where I'm like, you don't see too many creators do that, so yeah, that's why I was like, I would like to still do that idea, but yeah, but definitely do it in a more professional fashion and stuff, having it where it's like either it's that flame gel, or if it's like some I don't know if they got like clothing where you can set it on fire, but it's like it's not like I guess like it doesn't burn through or anything. Like it's like I feel like that would be kind of cool, like some form of technology where it's like I could set, like if I'm wearing like a long sleeve shirt, like I can set the sleeve on fire and then but it doesn't like burn through or do anything. I imagine probably after a certain amount of time, like yeah, that material is gonna probably probably gonna burn up and stuff. But overall though, I'm like, yeah, you know, if like to explaining it, I'm like, yes, I would like to do that at 1 million subscribers, just in a more professional way. But yeah, man, you know, and I know people will probably be all like, you know, so like, what did Keemstar say about you? So from what I remember, so he's doing his like the Drama Alert video. So he's talking on all the different things that's happening throughout the week and stuff. And so it gets to my part, and he's all like, oh yeah, so you know how like all this stuff has been like trending, like, hey, I want to do this at this amount of subscribers. Or it's like, I can't remember what like he said word for word, because it was like, yeah, it's 10 years ago, and plus it was very brief and things. And so anyways, but he kind of like cracked a joke, and then that's when he showed my video. And yeah, and he talked on it for a little bit and stuff. And then I was all like, no, yeah, I'm like, no, that's me. I'm like, I really don't know too many people that look like me, and then they're also doing that video at the same time. I'm like, yep, that is me. And but yeah, it was brief. Like he talked about me for like, maybe it was less than a minute. It wasn't like, because you know how like if you watch like a Drama Alert video, he'll talk on something maybe for like a couple of minutes, 3 minutes tops and stuff. It was like it was probably less than like 30 seconds, you know, so if not exactly 30 seconds. But and I know people will probably be all like, you know, like, I'm pretty sure they did spread some hate to your channel. Like, do you have any ill feelings towards Keemstar? No, because I'm like, when I sit down at the time being, I would have to say like, yeah, because I'm like, you know, like, nobody didn't try to reach out. Nobody didn't try to talk to me or try to get my side of the story. Probably if I had somebody sitting down talking with me and stuff, I probably would have explained it a little bit better and things. But, you know, I was just wanting to do the video and stuff. Plus, at that time being, too, back in 2015, I was pushing out videos like crazy. You know, like, if you were a TMossBoss subscriber back then, because the two channels that I had were my main channel, this channel, TMossBoss, and then my gaming channel, TMossBoss Gaming, and I would put out like maybe like 10 to 15 videos each channel every single day. So I'm like rushing, and I'm not really thinking like now I'm like, you know, I think it out where I'm like, okay, this is what I want to talk on. This is, you know, and even then where it's like, I feel like that I got enough experience to where I can improvise, not really improvise, but I could just go off the dome of whatever I wanted to talk on. And, yeah, you know, I could get my point across. And it's overall one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm not leaving out nothing. I'm not messing up on what I'm saying and all that. And, you know, and if I do, I'll just end the video or podcast episode and start it all over until I get it down and get it down right, you know. So, but yeah, it was like nobody didn't reach out to me, so I'm like, I didn't really have a chance to explain myself. And I can't remember if I did do a video where I explained it, but yeah, it was by that time, I was like, when he had talked about it, I was already getting hate and stuff. And I'm like, dang, bro, it's like y'all ain't even trying to give me a chance. I'm like, all right, I guess. But no, the hate was brief, though. It wasn't like no stuff where it dragged on for years. Like, I'm pretty sure if anybody were to, I guess, like that remembered watching that video and then you heard this podcast episode, this would probably be your first time in years thinking about that. Like, if not, there was like, yeah, the first time you thought about it was when it was being talked about and discussed. I'm like, now it's like probably be your second time thinking about it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the people that watched that video probably, they either don't remember or they're not involved with the internet no more. So yeah, like I said, it was over 10 years ago. So I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah, it definitely done seen its course, because I'm like, nah, I don't think there hasn't been not one comment talking about that and stuff. You know, I feel like throughout the years I've mentioned it and kind of talked to, like, you know, said some briefly, but I never really did like a story time talking about it and stuff. So, but yeah, you know, at the end of the day, like, I ain't got no ill feelings towards Keemstar about talking on the video and things. It's one of those things I'm like, I think it could have been handled a little bit differently, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever. You know, it's like it was an old video, and yeah, and I just kind of had started. So like, I guess to really explain that to like, where was I at, like, mindset wise with content creating back then, like 10 years ago, 2015. Yeah, 2015, I'm like, fam, I had just started taking content creating seriously, you know, like, so I had just created my gaming channel. I was doing a bunch of videos on that channel, and then but yeah, and I was all like, I, you know, wasn't really like mentally a content creator, you know, like I was calling myself a content creator, I was calling myself a YouTuber, but I was like, nah, bro, like I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I want to talk on, I don't know what I want to do. So it kind of like it built up over the years, you know. So I do say that, like, I'm like the first 5 years of me being a content creator from 2010 to 2015, I was really trying to discover what I wanted to do when it came down to content. And then from 2015 all the way up until now, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm like, I got it down, you know, I know what I want to do, I just got to get better at it and stuff. So yeah, I was like, so yeah, if you look at my reaction videos from back then, videos of me sitting down talking, what else? My music, my gaming videos, like all of that stuff has improved over the years, you know. So that's so I'm like, yeah, I'm like from the quality to the, you know, just overall, like just adding more to my plate, but in a good way and stuff. So yeah, if I were to do a video like that today, I'm like, it would definitely be a little bit better and a little bit more thought out and stuff. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.